In the last couple of years, I've sent over 1 million cold emails and booked hundreds of sales calls. Right now, between my own business and the clients that we manage, we're booking anywhere from 10 to 15 qualified sales calls using just cold email. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the exact system that I use in order to make this happen, from how I build my lead lists and write the actual emails all the way through to how I set up the campaign, send out the outreach, test out different email variations, and turn the responses into booked calls. Anyways, let's dive right into it. And to be totally honest, I get cold emailed all the time, and what I see in my inbox is that lots of people are just trying to personalize only the opening line of the email using some random AI generated first liner, maybe something like, "Hey, I saw you're a founder at Unlock Clay," or maybe something as cringe as, "I liked your recent post about AI." Now, here is the thing, just by sending a random AI generated first liner, which has probably been generated based on the AI being trained on SEO blogs as examples of what good cold emails look like, the chances are these will be reported as spam, they will be moved into the junk and promotion folders, and you're not really going to be landing into the inbox of the prospect. And on top of that, there is that mounting pressure from the big boys like Microsoft and Google, who are continuing to crack down on using their inboxes for cold email outreach. And that's why I think the magic in cold email outreach right now does not lie in the AI personalization aspect, but rather it lies in what I refer to as segmented personalization. So that means instead of you writing a custom line for each prospect, we build a very specific segmented list whereby the message is equally as relevant to each individual recipient. That way, the introduction to the email is not personalized to one specific individual, but rather it's personalized to who they are, their job title, their current situation, their current company size, and the generic symptoms that typically come at that stage in their tenure in the role. And honestly, that way we try to skip all of those AI generated compliments and random fluff. It comes off a lot more natural, a lot more sincere. And I know that this sounds great in theory, so you're probably wondering, how does that actually look in practice? And right now I'm going to be sharing this fancy whiteboard. By the way, you can go and grab it as the second link in the description down below. And this will walk you through exactly how we segment the total addressable market for our clients over at B2B Boosted. And this is exactly the same tactics that I taught to over 1,000 students inside of my Unlock Clay course. So let's just imagine for a second that this fat circle that I just drew over here is your total addressable market. Before we get overly excited and we go into a fancy lead database in order to find the leads, we first need to segment the market. So we will basically cut it in different slices, and each slice will be segmented based on the following 5 criteria that you can see on the screen right now. So the first criteria is the sub-industry. If we think about it, you may be selling into a bigger industry like financial services, but we need to break this down into digestible small chunks whereby we segment the companies into sub-industries. So for instance, financial services can be broken down into physical banks, fintechs, issuers of credit cards, and a bunch of other types of sub-segments that we can then test. Not only that, you're probably already doing this, but you can also segment based on company sizes, geographies, the customer stage and maturity, and most importantly, the symptoms and the problems that we are solving for that specific sub-segment. So let me just give you an example. Right now, we have a client which sells an ERP software for the education industry. So specifically, the benefits of this ERP software is that it enables to integrate, manage, and automate a chunk of administrative and academic functions of schools, universities, colleges, or any sort of other businesses in the education space. In their case, their total addressable market is education, and that's very generic. So the way that we are testing out their messaging and the way that we're segmenting their lead list is as follows. So first of all, we ask ourselves, what are the main 4 verticals that we can go after? The first vertical in their case is K-12 schools. Then we also have test prep, we have higher education, and we have corporate learning and development. So these are like the bigger companies that typically have a HR team and a talent team that's in charge of upskilling and training up their employees and making sure that they're growing in their roles. After we break down their total addressable market into the following segments, for each segment we pick a persona that is the best fit to receive outreach. So in this case, we have the principals in K-12 schools, in test prep companies, it will be the enrollment team most commonly. In higher education, it will be the admissions teams. And then finally, in corporate learning and development, it will be the heads of HR, the chiefs of staffs, and so on. And the main idea behind this is that by segmenting the list this far, not only can we tailor the messaging to the exact type of companies, because obviously reaching out to schools will have different kind of messaging to reaching out to universities or colleges, for instance, but the persona that we're reaching out to will be different. And more than that, the problems that we're trying to solve will be different. So as a quick example over here, if we're selling to enrollment teams, chances are they're struggling with high volumes of student inquiries and applications, and it requires a lot of follow-ups across different channels like phone and email, right? And that's really hard to keep track of. So that's the angle at which we can come. We know that they are absolutely slammed with a bunch of inquiries. Now contrast this with the chief of staff. In their case, it's all about training progress, certification, upskilling, all of that stuff that's probably bottom of the pile for them right now. And they just want to have that taken off their shoulders, be it through a service or some sort of software that can basically help them connect all of these things together. So again, I hope you learned a thing or two here. The main idea is just to figure out digestible chunks of your total addressable market that you can then turn into sub-segments. For each sub-segment, you will find a persona and the hypothetical problems, and that will make sure that you can then test out the messaging and you can then A/B test and run these full campaigns. And believe it or not, by testing so many different segments with so many different types of messaging, these are the kind of replies that we're getting right now. So you can see some of the replies on your screen, and not only that, you can get a ton of positive replies in each individual campaign, and that way you're throwing a lot of campaigns out there, and the campaigns that outperform the others, and you can immediately then kill the campaigns that are not working at all and focus on the verticals and the subsegments that are giving you the most positive replies. And of course, if you want to see this exact mind map that I've just been sharing right now, alongside some more instructional videos on how you can segment your total addressable market, these will all be available inside of the free resource, which will be the second link in the description down below underneath the video. So go check that out in your own time. And one quick disclaimer, it does mean that we will have less prospects in each campaign. So rather than sending 5,000 prospects one generic email, instead we're going to break this down into 5 campaigns where we're sending at least 1,000 contacts into each individual campaign. And that way, after sending 1,000 emails, you typically will get a representative enough sample of outreach, whether your message for a specific vertical is working or not. To be honest, up to this point, we've just scratched the surface of what's possible with company level segmentation. But for the time being, I just want to show you a real-time example of me sourcing a list from a platform called AI Ark. You can see over here, I've just signed up for a free account. And if you haven't heard of this platform just yet, it's basically very similar to the likes of ZoomInfo, Cognism, Apollo, Prospio, and all of these other data providers. However, it's probably 3 to 4 times cheaper than most of them. Now, in this case, let's imagine that we are to proceed with selling the ERP software for the education industry. And in this case, let's take the example of us selling it to enrollment teams at some universities. In this case, if we're going after anyone who works in an enrollment department, the chances are enrollment will probably be a keyword in their job title. So I'm going to type in enrollment, and you should be able to see that this already filters for 52,000 prospects inside of the AI Ark database. And of course, on top of that, I need to then go and apply some of the other filters. So like the location filter, in our case, it will be the US market. So we're going after the United States. So I'm going to put that in here as well. And let's imagine that the keywords in the enrollment stuff will be university, because the chances are we'll be emailing the enrollment teams at universities, because those are the kind of educational providers that will most crave our services. And of course, I've not done anything magical up to this point. I've just applied a filter of their current job title and their current location. But now I want to talk about how we can segment the list on a contact level. So a couple of reasons that I'm using AI Ark for this demonstration is because I quite like to use it in order to run resonance campaigns, as I call them, because the idea behind this is to resonate with the prospect. Because instead of trying to manufacture some random AI generated first liners for each individual prospect, we can bake that directly into the list. So let me just give you some examples. So the first thing that comes to mind here is, for instance, right now, if I go into the job role over here, we can see that their current job is that they work in an enrollment department. But in this case, let's imagine that we want to go after anyone that works in an enrollment team right now who used to work in an admissions team before. So in that case, I'm just going to type in admissions. And in that case, already for this list of 5,000 prospects, I can reach out to each individual one of them and say, hey, I noticed you used to work in the admission side of things and you have now switched to working in the enrollment side of things. And this is typically when it becomes super overwhelming because of X and Y problems. And then we can then talk about our value proposition, our call to action. So this is just like one random idea that I just had on the back of just entering AI Ark over here and seeing that filter. Of course, on top of that, if you want to filter based on some other cool things like certifications, if they have a specific certification, which is quite good in some certain industries, for example, like compliance, if you can see like PCI DSS or ISO 27001 mentioned as a keyword in their profile, chances are, this would stand out and you can call them out on that as well. And little other things like job changes, are they new in a role? Or in this case, we can even filter for the number of locations and then say, hey, I noticed your university has presence across 9 different sites, and I'm curious, how do you handle all of this data that's flying around from all sorts of university campuses? That's just an example. But for the time being, let's just pretend that this is the list that we're sourcing. So I'm going to select this first page of 25 prospects. I'm going to just click on export, download this as a CSV file, click on export. And now if I head into my settings in the top left-hand corner and click on export, I should be able to see that this export is loading and processing. And as we wait for this data to load, we can basically head straight into Smartlead, go into email campaigns. And by the way, if you don't have a Smartlead account just yet, go grab it. It will be the top link in the description down below. We'll give you a 14-day free trial in order to try out Smartlead, both for lead list building, both enabling you to access leads inside of the Smart Prospects lead database over here on the left-hand side. And also after you do that, you can of course connect your email account on the left-hand side over here by going into email accounts, connect mailbox, or you can purchase a mailbox, which you want to use to send out cold outreach from. And then after that, just head into the email campaigns tab on the left-hand side of the panel and click on create campaign. And we can now drag and drop this CSV file that we've just grabbed from AI Ark. So I'm just going to drop it right here. We can now click on save. And here the main thing is for us to have the first name and the last name of the prospect, as well as their email address, which will be in this email business column. And all we need to do next is just click on save and next. If you're processing quite a large file, it may take some time, and then it will also offer to validate the emails for you. So in this case, you can click on launch verification and proceed. But for the time being, I'm going to skip that because we're just demoing this. And for this specific campaign, in the top left-hand corner, we can just type in something like test for YouTube. And this is when we can start A/B testing different types of messaging. So if we want to do that, we can just click on add variant over here, and we'll have copy A and copy B, and we can test both the subject line at the top over here, as well as the actual body of the email over here as well. Because I like to be efficient when it comes to my copywriting, I'm going to use this Unlock Clay GPT. And by the way, you should have a link to it in the second link in the description down below, where we give you all the free resources to accompany everything that we talked about throughout this video. And essentially this Unlock Clay GPT is already trained on copywriting, sales triggers, company lists, people lists, and so on. So all we need to do now is just basically give it a prompt and just give it some context. In my case, I basically told it that I'm selling ERP software for the education industry. And here I just basically need to give it some context on the kind of campaign that I want to run. So I'm going to say something like, I am sending cold emails to enrollment teams at universities, and each person on this lead list would have worked in the admissions team before joining the enrollment team. So I want to acknowledge that in the opening line of the email. And then I want to tie in the problems that they're likely facing right now. And then based on that, I want to give them a quick offer explaining how we help similar universities before then closing with a soft call to action. And you can see I used whisper flow in this case. That's whereby you just basically speak it out and then it transcribes the prompt for you, which saves you a lot of time. And then I'm just basically entering this prompt for the Unlock Clay GPT to generate the email for me. And you can see that it taps into its knowledge. I've trained it on how to write like Eric Nowslowski, Josh Brown, and some of the other cool folks in the outbound space. And for instance, this is what it comes up with as the first iteration of email 1. So the reason that we've done that is because it's really easy to then go into our campaign and just copy and paste it here. So the only thing we would need to do is just paste the actual email body here, use the curly brackets to change the custom variables. So if we want to insert the first name, for example, we're going to just click into it. So hi, first name over here, just space it out to beautify it a bit. And then let's give it a read after that. You spend time in the admissions team before moving into enrollment. Most people who make that jump tell me the same thing. Tracking applicants, follow-ups, and documents across different systems becomes chaos chaos once volume grows. We help universities keep applications, documents, and enrollment workflows in one place so teams stop chasing spreadsheets and emails. Worth sharing how a few universities are doing this, and then something like thanks Tim as the sign off. So this could be like email variation copy A. And for the subject line, I don't overthink it like a lot of the marketing folks do. I'm just going to say from admissions to enrollment, just to show that we've done a tiny bit of research. And moving into copy B, we can basically use the copy B that this has provided for us. So I'm just literally going to copy and paste the exact email copy. And then in this case, I'm just going to start off with the first name, and I'll just say comma. I'd have to imagine you didn't move from admissions into enrollment, dreaming about chasing application documents across emails, spreadsheets, and portals, especially when hundreds of applicants are waiting for updates. No need to jump on a call. Want me to send over a quick breakdown of how universities are handling this now. And in hindsight, yes, this is also written by AI, but it's not AI personalized per se. So for that reason, I think it's more robust than using like AI SDRs or random other tools. In this case, we can just add the subject lines. We can also add some other emails if we want to send those. We can just click on plus over here, add step, and add another email or add a manual step. And then when we're happy, we can click on save and next and proceed over here into the sender accounts. For this, we would need to connect our own sender accounts. We can click into that and connect our email accounts from which we want to do the outreach from, or we can connect some other mailboxes or purchase the mailboxes directly here. And more than that, after that, we can also schedule the campaign. So we can click into the toggle here, just make sure we're sending it in the right time zone. So for example, if I want to send it in New York time, I can just type in New York, have it selected over here, make sure the campaign starts immediately today, and make sure I'm sending 1,000 emails a day because it seems like a good enough volume. And I can click on save. And then finally, the final thing that we need to do is just tick the campaign settings here and just make sure that we boost our deliverability by sending emails in plain text, which basically makes sure that we land into the inbox. It makes it less likely that we are going to be stuck in junk in the process. And on top of that, we can just select IntelliCategorization categorization of email replies as well, because this will enable AI to automatically categorize the replies that are coming in so that we don't need to have like human inbox manager on the back end waiting for the replies to be categorized. And then we can also add a high bounce rate auto protection to make sure that if over 5% of emails bounce, in other words, they're not received by the recipients, the campaign will stop. And then we can click on save general settings. And if we go into final review, we should be able to see that we're reaching out to T. Mitchell, for instance, from Young Education. And in this case, we've got this email copy that we're A/B testing. And we can always see that the email copy will be different for each individual person, because remember that the copy will be A/B tested, as I mentioned over here. And of course, if you want to run a spam test to make sure that you're landing into the inbox, you can do that here by clicking on run spam test. If you want to send yourself a test email before sending out to prospects, you can do that as well. And then finally, you can click on schedule campaign in order to launch this live. Some other things you may want to double check when you send yourself the test email is just to make sure that it looks fine on your mobile, because a lot of the time people will be reading your emails on their phones rather than reading it on their computer. So bear that in mind as well. And if you look at the 4-part email sequence that we've just built out, the first line is just a relevant introduction, and it specifically calls out the persona on a list level so that we don't need to use AI to personalize the first liner for each individual person. We then lean in with a pain point, and we're trying to scan and validate that the person has that pain point before then talking about our solution to that pain point, and then closing off with a soft call to action. As I mentioned already, my advice for you is to segment your total addressable market at the very least into 5 digestible chunks, and then for each individual chunk have a persona, have a problem, and based on that, just A/B test different types of campaigns. Make sure to enroll over 1,000 people in each individual campaign, and then based on that, just double down on what's working. And one other thing to keep in mind, as you scale the volume of cold outreach, it's super important to know how many inboxes you need, how many domains you need to have in place in order to support that levels of cold outreach. So for that, I very much recommend that you check out this sending volume calculator, which will also be in the guide in the second link in the description underneath the video. And here you can just plug in the numbers of people that you want to email, the number of emails that you want to send to each prospect, and based on that, it will tell you the number of inboxes and the number of domains that you can buy inside of Smartlead in order to support that. Now, if you want to try out this exact system that I just walked you through, you can get started with Smartlead completely for free by clicking the first link in the description down below underneath the video. They have a 14-day free trial where you can set up your email accounts, launch your first campaigns, use the email warm-up settings, split test test and A/B test all sorts of funky messaging, and even track your reply rates and all of the stats behind each individual campaign. So again, just go do me a massive favor, go click that top link in the description down below to get a 2-week free trial of Smartlead. And if you want to have a sense of how the cold email scene is changing in 2026, then go check out this video. Anyways, I'll see you in that video. Have a good one in the meantime. Cheers.